Let's see. That's a good way to relax. I feel a lot less nervous having somebody watch over my shoulder when I can actually do something I enjoy. And I am doing what I enjoy. I also decided I'm going to try this new review style. The last video that I did with the loaded operator where I took you guys out shooting with me, I had some people say, hey, could you maybe try this way? So here it is. I've not tried this before, so bear with me. Some of you guys already know all this information. I, however, have my notes. Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring the target back. So, this is just you coming along with me at the range. I've already put, at this point, when I finish these 2 boxes, I'll have put 500 rounds through. So I'm starting to get a feel for it. I'm shooting a little low at the moment, but I've got a pretty decent idea of how this gun performs for me. Ideally, I'd like to be able to put like 800 rounds through, but you know. I need people to start sending me ammo if I'm going to start doing that. This ammo, I buy, and I'm happy to do that. It gives me an excuse to shoot. That being said, so I mentioned my notes. It's mostly blank. I just have a couple of points so that I don't forget to talk to you guys about what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm not really terrifically organized normally.
Ready? No.
So, let's talk about the grip a little bit. And then I'll shoot some more so you guys don't get too bored. G10 grip panels, and these are diamond checkered like a lot of traditional 1911 grips. I like that because it's not super aggressive, and I have alien grips, those VZ aliens. Love them, but after a while of shooting, they're kind of like hurt. Like they're really aggressive. These, not aggressive, but because it's G10, you get a nice grip response. Also, you have a checkered rear strap. The front strap happens to be smooth. I love that flared mag well. It's nice for quick reloads. It's awesome. Like this. Okay, so that's not tactical, but I reloaded. Take the mag well back. Felt pretty decent. Let's get that. There we go. So my group width, I'm shooting, oh, I don't know, about 20 feet or so. Thereabouts. I mean, I think that's at the very back of the range. That's where this is. And this is where I'm keeping my grouping with about a second-ish between shots. Not bad. Not surprising though, considering that this barrel, 5-inch barrel, and it's match grade, so that's pretty sweet. I just looked at my notes. It's a good thing I brought them because I'm already getting ahead of myself. I'm a little bit scatterbrained like that. So I talked about grip, but next I wanted to mention the trigger. Not really a whole lot to say, or I didn't really want to say a whole lot about it except that it's skeletonized. You have some serrations on the front of the trigger, which is kind of hard to show at the range, but I promise the front is serrated. And it's exactly, well, it's a crisp 1911 trigger. And I want to put another target up and shoot a little bit more. I love these shoot and sees. I think, personally, that they help me because I get that, like, visual response. You know, kind of like what you get from steel, but a visual representation of that. Things that I like about, like, steel as a learning tool. You know right away when you hit. You don't always know right away when you hit with paper. But with the shooting seas, I do. Allow me to demonstrate. Woo, not like that. That's better. striking trigger. You know, the standard 1911 trigger experience, especially from Springfield. It's right on par with like the range officer. Next on my notes, ooh, sights. And you can just double check I'm clear here. Dirty. So we have a tritium insert fixed sights here. I prefer a 3-dot configuration probably because I'm used to it. Actually, you know what? I like the combat, like the lollipop sight. I like that too. But every Springfield I've ever shot has had that style sight except for the range officer, which has that like competition sight, which is kind of hard to get used to. These, way easier to get used to in my opinion because you can see the 3 dots. They're easy to track and line up. The match grade sights are a little like, it's black on black. So that took a little more getting used to. This was just, oh yeah, I know what I'm working with. Oh, that is night sight. So if you're looking to carry this, it's a perk. Maybe I should bring that target back. Put up another one. You see, when I start shooting a little bit more rapidly, my groupings open up a bit. Okay. Next target. I'm shooting with these, just the mech GARs today because the Kimbrough tac mags that I have like 2 or 3 of them. The flush mags I don't like so much because of that beveled mag well. The flush mags sit like right there, and if they don't like pop out aggressively enough, you gotta kind of like encourage them out. But with these, with the base pad on them, I don't have an issue. It's just a little bit quicker. I guess that's just been my experience so far. Okay. I go through so many targets. Oh. And the next point, talk about the slide. But I want to shoot a little bit. It's different shooting one-handed. I like to practice it though just because it is more of a challenge. I'm getting better at it, little by little. I also tried working on my left hand too, well, partly because of the challenge, because I like the idea of making my shooting experience more interesting for myself, but there are self-defense applications for it too. I mean, I like the idea of being prepared to work with either hand if I needed to. And this operator happens to be ambi on the safeties, and you can reverse the mag drop too. So if you want it left-handed, you can do that. And oh, that's right, we're gonna talk about the slide. You didn't remind me. So we have, I think this is carbon steel, if I remember correctly. This whole pistol is armor. It uses Springfield's armory coat. It's there's a special name for it too, satin black. Doesn't that sound pretty? And you have the cocking serrations on the rear as well as in the front. Oh, I'm getting gun stuff all over me. Well, look, see, you can see that they're Trigicon sights. I forgot to mention that before. See, this is why I need notes. And the frame, single stack. Oh, because I would never remember these off the top of my head, I did measure them at home so that I could tell you. The whole gun unloaded with an empty magazine weighs 42.5 ounces according to the scale I have at home. And the grip width is 1¼ inches, but the overall width, if you include the safeties there, puts it up to 1.375 inches. Oh, I forgot when I was talking about the trigger pull breaks at about 6 pounds and 10 ounces, which sounds, I don't know, I guess when you consider it against some competition 1911s where they're pulling at like, or they're breaking at like a 3-pound pull, which is crazy, or 2-pound pulls, which is just feather light. It's crisp though, and it's well defined, so I don't feel like it like takes anything away. But if you're looking for this to be like a super high speed competition pistol, that might be something to consider. Tuning that up a little bit, or having somebody tune it up for you. Before I bring out the range officer for a little bit of comparison, I want to show you the case real quick. This is something I like that Springfield does with their guns. I think that they just give you a nice case. Hard case, and as you can see, it's already gotten a little bit of wear from lugging it to and from the range. Sometimes I bring it just the case and then my ammo, and sometimes I'll throw it in my range bag because my range bag's big enough to accommodate this whole thing. And within the case, you get obviously 2 magazines, which you can see the spaces for them. Cleaning tool, you get some media from Springfield. Your tools so that you can take it down and clean it. A little holster and a mag holster. I end up keeping these cases. I don't always keep my gun cases. A lot of times I put them in soft cases, but for the 1911s, especially ones that I develop particular fondnesses for, I find myself kind of babying them a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm a girl. Maybe it's just because when I spend a lot of money from my income on a gun, I like to take care of it. I know though, I definitely get scuffed up from some of you guys like, well, if you're not scratching it, you're not training hard enough. But sometimes I just think my guns are nice to look at, even if I also shoot them. Oh, I need to actually go grab the range officer real quick, which is in this bag. Sorry. And it happens to be in my Savoy leather holster. I'm gonna definitely get some more work done by him. I knew it was empty, but I always check anyway, just, I don't know, force of habit. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's put up a target so we can see what they look like. I will shoot the range officer, a magazine, and then I'll put a magazine through the loaded. This might be one of the funnest videos I've done. I kind of like this now. What are you guys thinking of? Is this working for you? I would not have been able to do this like 4 years or even 3 years ago. I would not have been able to do this. I would have been I'm already awkward. I have no delusions about that, but I would have been way worse. I was way worse, you can see. Okay, range officer. See, can you see the sights on this? These are those target sights I was mentioning before where it takes me a minute to get used to them. It really does. Well, I'm grouping reasonably well with it. And the weight is different of it, or the weight of the 2 guns is different, and so I found myself adjusting to the weight right off the bat. Also, you can see I'm grouping a little bit over to the right on this, where I was grouping just down. Oh, actually we can compare, because I still have the target. Yeah, no, pretty much. This is the loaded, it's just under the bullseye, and then we have, with the range officer, I'm shooting a little bit off to the right. And the wider grouping, I could definitely attribute to try to get readjusted to those sights. So that was the range officer. Let's put a mag through. Oh, I have to load a mag. Yeah. Oh no, wait, I have one more mag. So I can just throw this through the loaded. And you can see the difference. This is heavier, feels heavier. I think that helps me absorb that perceived recoil. I feel like I have less of it with this gun. Okay, so how silly is it that I still sometimes get nervous at your watch? Even though I've been doing this for like 4.5 years. I almost got smacked by that one. I should pay more attention to this thing. Okay, so here we go. This was the target that I just shot with the range officer and then swapped to the loaded. That's what I got. So you can see I started here and kind of worked up a little bit, and then I was able to keep it all in here. That little guy? Don't worry about that little guy. Actually, there are a couple of little guys down there. Don't worry about either of them. Oh, as part of the comparison, accuracy and reliability, they're both definitely accurate pistols. I think in this particular instance, the accuracy that I'm able to get out of this loaded operator comes down to personal preference, what I'm more comfortable with. But they have both performed for me in the past. You can see some of my videos with either of these guns, and I can shoot comparably well with either once I get adjusted. That being said, I do end up leaning toward this guy. I think the sights might be part of it. I think the fact that it feels a little heavier might also be part of it. And I feel like I have a little bit less perceived recoil, a little less muzzle flip. Maybe we can get a little closer shot so you can see the comparison. I think we need a little rapid fire. How about you? That wasn't quite enough. Ugh, that smells good, it feels good, it's fun, it's exciting. Thank you for joining me. This has been a blast. I hope you stay tuned for the next one.